Hello, everybody. So again, we are back with the World War thing. I fixed the borders. Taiwan is now recognized by every country as an actual country instead of part of China. They also have this part of China that isn't China anymore. South Korea got all of North Korea and all of this part of China. Japan got Sakhalin and this and got full control over these Japanese islands. Russia is obviously not Russia anymore. Ukraine unified with Georgia and they both got all of this land. And Estonia got this. I forget the name of this country, but they got all of this. Finland got all of this. Norway got a little bit of this thing right there. US, Canada both got nothing. Vietnam got a little bit. Myanmar got a little bit. There's basically nothing left of any of those countries. India got half of Iran. The other half went to these countries that were right here. They all unified as one and took over all of this part of Iran. And yeah, that's all that really changed. So now that all that's done, I know I said in the first episodes was that NATO wouldn't be a thing like the groups things, but I just said every country would get involved of those in NATO because they all hate Russia. And yeah, Russia is still a thing, just barely. Yeah, so the next war is surprisingly going to be against the US and Mexico. Okay. So we start off with the US pushing in to the top part of Mexico. There are not going to be any allies this time because no one wants to get in the fight with the US being on the attacking side. So yeah. And the US takes over all of this area. There's a naval landing right here. Earth, it goes surprisingly well. Another naval landing right here, and one right here, and one right here, which cuts off this peninsula, which means it gets captured fairly easily. Now Mexico City is somewhere like right there, but we're just gonna say that it's like equal people throughout the entire. So it's like there's an equal amount of people in each state. So yeah, Mexico is getting demolished. Now that Mexico, it's been a year now, and this is how far the U.S. got. Now the Mexican army is fully mobilized, and they are starting to push back. They start by making a naval landing right here, and they push back this naval landing all the way. They try to make a naval landing in, surprisingly, Texas, but yeah, the U.S. is just like, no. And they just take all of that away. Although they weren't expecting that, so that did put them off course a little. And now they're on the offensive again. They're really mad about Mexico taking back the land that they got. So they are just toxic and take all of Mexico's coast. On the west side. And there's only this much left. And a gigantic spearhead is pushed, trying to encircle this large camp. But the Mexicans hold out for a month and a half, and the U.S. Just gives up and just starts cleaning out the people there anyways. So as well, and they're eventually wiped out. Which means that was most of Mexico's military, so this is basically just desert right now. And Mexico has nothing they can do about it. And yeah, now there's only this much left. And Mexico's just like, yeah, we're not going to win. So they have to surrender. And then we have the peace treaty. The peace treaty includes I know, surprising, right? Full annexation of Mexico. Probably all the Mexican territories would just become their own little states. This probably would be part of California. Texas probably would be still Texas, and there'd probably be states all around the borders this time. And yeah, so now Mexico's no longer a country, and the U.S. has moved its sights to these countries. Yeah. So the Central American states are like, yeah, we're just kidding. We're not actually joining the war yet. But you know what they do say? We are not going to be bullied by America. And then they all reunite. And then seeing that the Central America unites, the Democratic, I don't know how to say that word Republic and Haiti unite and become one island. And then Cuba just joins them, and they're like, yeah, I guess the Caribbean is now one country. And then seeing this, the US is just like, well, this literally does not dent us one bit. And they're just like, yeah, we're gonna take over your country now. Since it's no longer countries, it's country. And they're literally just like, uncharted lands, uncharted lands. I'm just taking all of this. I'm literally the strongest military in the world. You can't do anything about this. Goodbye. And yeah, over the course of a month, yeah, that happens. and then the full indexation of Central America goes into America. And now it's no longer Central America, it is just America. Mm, yeah. Yeah, this is now America. I just have to fix these borders real quick. They got way too thin. It looks like they're not even there, but they actually most certainly are there. They're just really, really bad. So yeah, I'm just fixing them. Really, really bad borders. The USA was just brutal in this video. They just took up all of North America except for Canada. They actually are in a good alliance with Canada. I'm not talking about NATO, they just really like each other. I mean, first of all, Canada and the US both formed from the UK. I'm filming a YouTube video. Language. Brothers. And borders are. Do we really need the US coast? I think most of us know what this looks like. Just goes down to Florida, and then, yeah. Although I can literally just meet up since I already started from Florida. Just decided to go up. See, right here. Can just. Okay, and yeah, US borders are fixed. Mm. And the next war is going to be, let's just say, France New Guinea um broke up from France and now is being declared war on, or whatever this on is, and then Guinea joins on the side of the blue, and the other team is just like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done this, and just gets absolutely. I don't even need to put a lighter color in. He just gets demolished by the two Genyas. And to be honest, they're not really this strong. And Kenya was actually thinking about um doing war on French New Guinea. But French New Guinea and Guinea signed a peace treaty. And that peace treaty basically says we're forming a new country. And this is now Guinea. This is now um Middle Guinea. I'm just gonna say Middle Guinea. Or combined Guinea. I mean, these islands, you literally can't color them, so I'm just erasing them all. Sorry if you live on one of these islands, they're useless because you literally can't do anything with them. They're just black dots. There's nothing to do with them. Now, these islands, on the other hand, why was Alaska blue? Now, just kidding. These islands aren't important either. Now, these islands are important because they're actually in a dispute between Japan and they were actually in dispute between Japan and Russia. So we actually need them. So yeah, now this is America plus Alaska. And that plus Alaska is going to turn into Canada not wanting to be invaded, even though the US literally said they weren't going to invade them, decides to, hey, I want to join the US. And yeah, peace treaty equals there is none. Canada just joins the US. Canada literally just wants to join the US, except for this, which is going to be called New Canada, because that does not want to break, do Canada be Canada? It wants to be Canada still, but everyone else doesn't want to be Canada anymore for some reason. So they're just like, I guess we'll be Canada from now on. So yeah, they're now Canada, right here. And then I don't know what they were thinking because the US just immediately takes them over. But because they are good allies with Canada, they do leave a small sliver of land that's now Canada. Or actually, no, they take all of that over. This island right here, Canada. That's going to be Canada from now on. Just this island. Just this island right here. That's all Canada is now. Just kidding. Canada actually does get about a lot of rebellious groups that decide that this is going to be Canada. Right there. Or actually, right there. That's now Canada. It takes over some of the U.S. because some of the U.S. just did not want to be part of Canada. Okay, now time for more war. Just kidding, because that's all the time I have for today. Goodbye. I will see you all next time.